Hey world, it's Bean with to come back to another video, family. I want to readdress this issue because, like I said, it was such a polarizing subject and a situation that I always like to take opportunities for teaching moments, and I think this is another teaching moment. After a week of reading the comments and about my Brian McKnight video, once again, I think a lot of people misconstrued the content of the video or the theme of the video. Okay, the theme of the video was that as a father, I would never admit or disown my children. Now, that's to each his own, right? But this notion that Brian McKnight, did this fatherly thing by exposing his sons and putting his sons out there because he or the boys allegedly put him out there. Now, like I say, I have this this philosophy I like to go by, and this particular philosophy can relate to being parents, can relate to being teachers, and best friends. Okay, and the philosophy is this: you have to look at yourself as an individual and your words and actions to determine whether or not the person that is saying these things about you has some validity. As a parent, my children, if they get older and start saying these things about me that Brian McKnight said about him, the last thing I would ever feel I need to do is validate that. That would be the last thing I do. And like I say, most people feel like, well, since he's in the entertainment industry, he need to, let the public know that this is not true. And once again, that's what I'm saying. When you're stuck in a level of unconsciousness, then you worry about what other people think. In this particular situation, family, I promise you, kids ain't saying stuff like that about their parents without a reason. Okay. And I don't know whether or not you guys saw Brian McKnight Jr.'s his video, because when you see his video, I seen a young man that was, just trying to express his emotions, and I seen a lot of pain, right? And as fathers, like I say, especially us Afro-melanated people, we're the last to have to or need to be disowning our sons. If anything, that conversation should have been held behind closed doors. And like I say, once it's held behind closed doors, Brian McKnight and his sons come to a conclusion, or sit down and talk, then I think after that, it'd have been Brian McKnight Jr. and his sons coming out and saying, God, we said this stuff about our dad and it wasn't true, blah, blah, blah. A father should never have to defend his honor, not from his kids, because if kids are doing things like that, then you got to really look at yourself as parents. I'm just keeping 1,000. Am I saying every child is appreciative of the things that they're given? No, I ain't saying that. But to say that his kids are entitled, and he did it. I mean, you can't entitle your kids and say, well, it's my fault, I entitled them, but then disown them. You created that. My 3 sons, no, they, I give them what they need, and, I provide for them what they need. And the things they want, we look into it. We navigate that system. I navigate that system to see if it's something that is worth an investment or not. Just going to buy my sons, switches and PSPs and all that kind of stuff. No, that's not good. That's not love as a father. Teach them how to swim. Have some conversations with them. When they're going through some changes, be more of that rock. You dig? Opposed to a door. So, like I said, I just want to come back with a quick video just to recap my mindset and have people understand that, hey, to each his own. Bean Willie would have never done that, because as a man, as a father, boys, you got to look at what you do, because we as men, our fathers are the most important people in our lives, man. That's our hero. And so if we feel that, and I'll be honest with you, I grew up in a narcissistic household with a narcissistic dad. So you can't tell me anything about covert narcissism, okay? And what Brian McKnight did was something my dad would have done. Came out and said the same things about me that Brian McKnight said about his dad, about his kids, in defense of himself, but would never, ever mention the things he didn't do as a father. You know, all they mentioned, well, hey, I paid child support. Come on, man, what was it that you didn't do to make your kids feel that way? I have a certain mindset because how I grew up, you know, with my dad. And so, you know, it trips me out that these comments I get, and like I say, to each his own, you know, it trips me out that they blame on the sons, you know, and not one comment about the daughter, all right? So family, like I say, keep the comments coming. Like I said, I would love to hear from you, good or bad, it's all love. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe to videos, family. In the meantime, between time, may the Most High Inside bring you joy. And remember, toxic relationships are normally not advertised on the television. Only the outcome. Okay? So, you know, believe what you want to believe, but at the same time, me personally, and I'm always feel this way, I would never turn my back on my kids. Will they get attitudes with me and this and that and the third? Yes, of course. But me being the one that said, okay, get out of my life, I've done enough, could never do it. You dig? So a lot of people have different purposes in life, and you know, you got to go with your purpose. All right? Addy 5000.